I mean, it said smile for the thumbnail, so I was like...
I was internally. There's already enough smiles in the car due to the joy that we're bringing the masses with the dog movies. And we talked about this in the video for Call of the Wild as well. Since there is we're going to be reviewing Brahms here in a second, but since the other movie out this weekend's a dog movie, we got another contest going on over on our Patreon page. So click on the links, go to patreon.com/thecinemasnob. There'll be a link in the description and in the comments as well where you can enter the latest contest and win autographed copies of what I'm sure are the best movies that you'll ever find. Army Dog, Bark Ranger,
starring John Lovitz
Space as Ranger. They thought long and hard about that. Space Buddies, which I'm assuming they're all named Buddy. Halloween Puppy. This is the same copy I used on the Cinema Snob episode for that movie. Soccer Dog and Soccer Dog European Gigolo.
It's a double feature.
And Lloyd the Animated Series.
Just because.
It's got a dog and a tequila from Tequila and Benetti. He's in there, so
okay,
it's got that. Yeah. Click on the links. Plus, we'll catch up later on when we get done reviewing the movie. We'll catch up on some Super Chat as well. I have some past Super Chat questions written down.
Right on.
Down there. But
Here.
Don't break the DVDs. It'll make Brahms mad. You know he likes his dog movies. So when I asked you about this the other day, you go like, "Oh crap, I haven't seen the first one," and you go, "Well, maybe I'll have time to catch up on the." I did see the first one. I reviewed it when it came out. Four years ago, I think that came out.
Yeah.
And I think it's on Hulu or it's on one of the streaming services. And
I still procrastinated and didn't get around to seeing it.
It's okay, dude. It doesn't matter because, it doesn't matter in the slightest whether you've seen the first damn movie or not.
You filled me in.
It flashes back. It does reference the events from the first movie.
Yeah.
But I'm shocked this is from the same director and the same writer as the first movie, because this feels like something you get when someone makes a sequel and has not seen the first film, or just decides to just say, screw what we did in the first one, let's retcon the hell out of it. Oh my god, the first one was like a doll movie by way of Bad Ronald. This movie is like if you made a sequel to Bad Ronald, and that was Amityville 2, The Possession. A few people might catch that reference.
After what you told me, I thought this was I was like, oh, well, maybe they're expanding the story, I guess.
You know what? We'll give the director props. It's from the director of The Devil Inside. So ever since then, hey, at least it's got a third act.
Right.
And The Boy wasn't really that bad. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I remember at the time thinking, well, it's reminding me of a couple of different movies and the twist that it had in it. But I go, at the least, it was a solid rental. It was honestly better than I thought it was going to be going into it. And here we have a sequel that's as bad as you'd worry that the first one would be. When you go see something and it turns out to be kind of a surprise, or at least maybe not, or maybe a little bit better than you thought it was going to be, the sequel will not disappoint in being the exact movie you thought the first one was going to be, because that's what this movie is. This movie sucks. Did you like it?
I will say that I thought the climax got a bit intense.
Intense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I was fighting sleep and my heart kept jumping because I kept getting surprised awake, a sound would happen.
What? I'm awake.
I feel like I've been here 4 hours for this 85-minute movie. I thought this was dull as hell. I was fighting sleep during this damn thing.
Even the climax, because like I said, I was thinking, okay, 70 minutes of nothing for this 10 minutes of something at least.
Maybe that plays better if you haven't seen the first movie, because having
Okay.
seen the first movie, this is nothing
Really?
like
Okay.
yeah, like what they established in the first film. Where it goes in this is it feels like it's an entire movie made up of all of the unused studio notes of the first movie. It's like it's doing like the world's lamest Child's Play ripoff.
I was thinking about that too. I was thinking you could definitely, whenever you were comparing it to other movies, I was thinking you were going to say Child's Play.
This, yeah.
Yeah.
This absolutely, because the kid finds the doll, the kid starts bonding with the doll starts doing crazy things around the house.
Yeah.
And the parents are like Katie Holmes and I forget the guy's name, but they're like, why did you do that? And the kid's like,
It was
like,
me. It was the
yeah, or
doll.
he's writing it out because he's like mute for 70% of the movie.
Yeah.
And so it's just a lot of that over and over and over again, where the doll is doing crazy shit, the kid's getting blamed for it, and it's, if there was any, I mean, forgive me maybe if I'm forgetting some foreshadowing of the first movie that maybe makes all of this make sense, but the twist in the first one was kind of playing with your expectations of it being this killer doll movie, and then it turns out to be something else.
Yeah.
And this movie just kind of throws all that out the window and just straight up makes a Child's Play ripoff, an Annabelle ripoff.
Yeah.
Just to capitalize
Yeah.
on, that's really it. This movie's just capitalizing on how successful the Annabelle movies have been.
Okay. I
And-
gotcha. I can agree with that.
And I didn't find any of it scary, and I found I've seen there's a horror movie out this weekend called The Lodge, which is great. I loved it. I really, really, really loved it. I highly recommend it. Doug and I went to go see it last night.
Wow.
We both really dug the hell out of it. And one of the things that he said, he was talking about the parents in that movie, or specifically the dad in that. And that at first it was kind of distracting because the dad made some like dumb decisions, which a couple of them certainly, but by and large that really didn't affect me all that much with this movie. But I have seen some people online say the same thing, where the dad kind of did some dumb things in that movie. Some of it I was like, I kind of see the context of it. A couple it was like, no, that was stupid. Brace yourself for this film. Whoa.
There's a lot of dumb shit that happens
Oh
in this
my
movie.
god, this movie is 86 minutes, and if it was about parents that were worth a damn, this would be a 20-minute movie, because this shit is prolonged with the world's most idiotic, enabling ass parents just doing whatever the hell this kid wants.
Helicopter parents.
Yeah. It's frustrating because you're watching like people die because of these shit for brains helicopter parents not doing their job, taking the doll away from this damn kid, chucking it outside, chucking it in the fireplace. I didn't like this movie. Like if I could find anything kind of decent to say about it, I thought Katie Holmes did a good job.
Yeah.
She deserves better than this movie.
Right. Yeah.
She's good. I thought the kid was really bad.
Oh, did you? Okay, because earlier whenever you said the boy wasn't bad, I thought you were talking about him.
Oh no, sorry, the first one. The movie, The
okay,
Boy.
okay.
No, the first movie. No, the kid in this movie. I didn't hear
You
that
didn't
much
like
from him. No, I didn't like. His delivery was reminding me a lot of Max from Fuller House at times. And I'm like, what are you doing in this killer doll movie?
Ooh. Wait a minute.
It's not the same kid.
Not Max, but
The kid in this?
Yeah.
The kid in this is on, I looked him up. He was on an episode of Stranger Things.
Oh,
where
was he?
He played young Billy on an episode of that.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay.
And he's not the best in this film, especially coming after The Lodge, which had a couple of great child actor performances in it, in a horror film. Um, there is not a whole. I feel like we've just been talking for 10 minutes. I know because I can see the little counter on there. Um, and I feel like I'm at a loss of what else to say about this movie. This was a nothing movie. It was so dull. It felt so goddamn pointless. I didn't know. I was sitting there not knowing why it exists. It felt like a waste of my damn time.
Yeah.
The first one was fine. The first one stands alone, just fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to make this shark jumping sequel.
Right.
But it sounds like... Did you like this better than I did?
I guess. I mean, it sounds like you absolutely despised it. I thought it was okay. It wasn't worth the theater, the trip to the theater.
No.
No.
That's my thing about it, because this movie's not going to be on my bottom 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to see movies this year that are worse than this.
Sure.
But it just felt like... But it's in that category of movies that just... I'm perplexed at why it exists.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm with you.
Especially in this many theaters.
Yeah.
This thing should be dumped on video. It should be dumped on like a streaming service or something
True.
like that. Not out at this many damn theaters.
True.
So it's in that category of movies that just feel like they're a waste of time, because it'd be one thing if this was going to be on my bottom 10 or something like that. If this was going to stay with me as one of the year's worst. It's not. I'm going to forget about this damn movie.
Yeah.
Like, why am I here?
Right.
When I could be watching Army Dog.
or what was it? Not Lone Ranger, but
Bark Ranger?
Bark Ranger.
Get it right, man.
Oh,
Bark
sorry.
Ranger.
Sorry, Bark
Nah,
Ranger.
dude, like, I love, like, when it's... Because it has two simultaneous exposition scenes. A lot of which filling in on events that happened in the first movie.
Yeah.
But it's simultaneously... Excuse me. Got Katie Holmes looking at
the internet
newspaper and internet footage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because of that stupid thing that happens where she writes down the serial number of the doll.
But
and
it's upside down.
it's like she writes it down as 606H and nothing comes up. And I'm sitting there going, because you got it upside down. Sure enough, 30 minutes later,
H909. Oh.
and so she's finding all of like the information about how the doll causes people to go crazy. This is simultaneously going on with the dad at the hospital, where a random guy is there just going, oh, so you're living in that old creepy place, huh? Let me tell you about everything.
That's his brother.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought that was just some guy sitting in the...
it
wasn't. That was just some guy sitting in the...
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was his brother, the Liam, the guy.
No, that guy
went
was
over to
like
visit?
tall and blonde and shit.
Okay.
The other guy was just some guy sitting in the hospital going, so where are you staying? And he was like,
okay.
I'm pretty sure. I thought that guy was like, had like facial hair or something. I don't know. I was probably half asleep. But I'm pretty sure it was a different guy.
And not only that, that scene was very dark for some reason. The hospital scene was very dark.
I kind of noticed this during the trailers, though. I think it was just the projector was set kind of dark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I noticed that when we walked in. So you're making me defend something about this movie. I'm kidding. There was
Come on, say something nice about the boy.
There was there any scenes in this that I liked? Like, it's not that it's a badly shot movie necessarily. Like there was some.
What did you think? Actually, since we're talking about the technical aspect of it, what did you think of like those instances, those reactions of Katie Holmes whenever it was all distorted and everything?
Oh, yeah, that was kind of taking me out of it a little bit. There would be random slow motion. Then there would be a couple shots that I would like where there's like the kid with the two other kids in the background at the window, and Katie Holmes was sitting there and talking to her sister-in-law, I guess. And you could kind of see the kids out the background past the window. So it was like there would be shots like that where I was like, okay, in that instance I can tell it's from the same dude who made the first movie. But yeah, little editing things like that would kind of happen in the movie. I'm like, you didn't need to do that. You were just trying to spice up this lame ass movie.
I every time I saw it, I was like, oh, did this movie just get uploaded to YouTube and like tell him to click the like button?
Yeah, which you should click the like button.
Hey,
click subscribe and the notification bell. You get alerts when we go live. And
yeah,
shit. Or else Brahms will haunt you.
Brahms doesn't like it when you don't hit notify.
Brahms can shove a tree branch up his ass.
Don't make Brahms angry.
Parents be like, I'm tossing your doll in the fire. Throw that doll in the closet. Do you recommend this at all?
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay. So we're kind of on the same level.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I just that climax was decent. I mean, it definitely didn't need 70.
I like Ralph Ineson.
It definitely didn't need 70 minutes to set it up. But who was Ralph?
He was the like caretaker guy.
Oh, Joseph.
Yeah. I mean, he
was good.
He's always good.
Yeah.
Even in a movie like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I skip this, man.
Yeah.
Just hang on to the first one. The first one's not great, but it's a lot better than this movie is. Would you recommend? Would you recommend this as like streaming or anything?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you're already paying the monthly subscription. You
So watch something else.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, if you're watching The Boy, you might as well watch The Boy too, but I guess not.
No, don't do that. It'll piss you off.
It'll just annoy. Okay then.
Watch The Devil Inside instead. You can at least get that movie's hardly even a completed film, and it'll give you some laughs at least.
Okay, now I don't feel bad for getting on my phone, because now
I would think that
Brad whips out the laptop.
Look, I got to jerk off at some point. I don't care if we are live. No, I'm just popping up the super chats.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
This was easier than just writing it down. So, yeah, if you're ever watching and you do write something on the super chat and we don't see it because it scrolls by, and sometimes there's an icon up there that we can click on to where we can read it, but sometimes it goes away. But it does save over but it does save over on my laptop, so I am still able to see them. So in case it ever doesn't get read, we'll be able to read it in the next video.
Brad needs his 2 minutes.
Can't be any more than 2 minutes or I start chafing. No more lotion. Honey, have you seen my face scrub? I have, actually. I'll buy you some more later. Let's see. Special thanks to Bobby Hawk. Thank you for the super chat contribution. Holly Blue Agitated this is for Call of the Wild, which we reviewed earlier. CGI. Oh, okay. CGI dogs. Why would it have to be CGI dogs? I got one word in there and it was like, oh, I know what they want me to do. That with the voice. There is a part in that movie where he does quote Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he goes, there's holes in the canoe, and he goes, we walk from here. Mr. Roboto, now that the Cinema Snob's gone to space, is Aliens next? I do want to do a third Snob movie, and if I do a third Snob movie, I would want it to be like in 3D and have them be in like a haunted house or something like that. Like they're making a movie inside of a haunted house and do a lot of like the red blue anaglyph 3D and just throw shit at the screen like old school. I will end up doing that at some point. Cranky Mike, the dark. This is in regards to the Fantasy Island review that Doug and I reviewed Fantasy Island last week. Cranky Mike says the Dark Crystal portion of the movie was unnecessary. I don't even remember that part of the movie. Fantasy Island was that memorable. I don't remember the Dark Crystal part of it. I remember it turning into Lost and a little bit of It Chapter 2. Brandon Lucia, when are you going to review The Greasy Strangler? It's not written down on my thing, like, you know, on my giant list of stuff to eventually get to, because I think, isn't it a parody? I want to say I looked into that movie at one point, and it seemed like something that kind of already pokes fun, or is an homage itself and kind of pokes fun at itself. Sometimes that can be a little... it depends on what kind of review it is. If it's a lot more analytical, that's one thing. Steven Dorff's comeback said, "Oh, this is a question for Doug, asking what his favorite, who his favorite actor is."
Well, Doug, who's your favorite actor?
I don't know, so I'm just gonna say Steven Seagal. This is from when we reviewed Downhill. Brian Ajax Winter says, What did Dave, the angry guy? What did Dave, the angry guy, think of Aquaman? I think he liked Aquaman. Dave, he works out of town now. This is why in the last few months, we kind of had to switch formats of this show and do it from our apartment in Springfield, because it was easier for myself, Ryan, and Gino to see the movies on our own time and then hook back up later at like Friday night or something and just do a giant live stream on it. Because Dave, it still does work out of town, and they had just had a baby around that time. So it was hard to get back together with Dave and Sarah to go see any movie, really, let alone like something like Aquaman that Dave actually did want to see. But because of their kids, work, and everything, and we're all much older now. Right. It's my full-time job, so it wasn't theirs. So I am gonna go back and visit sometime I'm gonna try next month, but it takes him a while to eventually see movies now because of his schedule. So I think he might have just recently saw Aquaman and liked it. Cinehotties Productions. Hey, Brad, I've been watching your videos ever since 2015, and you've been an inspiration to me ever since. Also, Midnight Screenings is the best podcast. That's because you're back on it now, Sugar.
Boom!
I didn't like that angry Dave
And 2015, guy. Man, come on.
2011.
You got to catch up, man.
There's thousands before 2015.
Yeah.
There's probably like 200 episodes of this a year.
Right, yeah.
I think that's... I think we got all of them. Yeah, we did. So that was catching up on Super Chat, since I had F all to say about The Boy too.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well fill up content somewhere.
Yeah.
So what do you got going on this week?
When I'm not masturbating, you see, I mean, the next snob episode is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh,
so I might not be in the mood to masturbate for a while.
I saw the trailer for that over the weekend, or I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I found the trailer for that yesterday, and I was just thinking, of course, Wood Rocket. It was only a matter of time.
I love those guys.
Before Wood Rocket is going to make a parody.
They're good people. Like, Wood Rocket's fun people. Like, I was like, the day before they released a trailer for that, I was like, I'm really surprised they didn't make a Sonic one. Lo and behold, I got my wish.
Just wait. You can believe Wood Rocket's on it.
It just took a little while for the Sonic costume to come in. No, we're on this. It does open with Sonic going through the Green Hill Zone and around the
and she's just running in place.
Dude, it opens with I don't know if you saw an uncut version. Like, I play the sound effect of this in the episode because I can't show it's on Patreon right now if you want to see the snob episode of it early. The movie opens with Sonic the Hedgehog masturbating and rings just coming out of his vagina. Like, I can't show this. I'll play the sound effect though.
Jeez, Wood Rocket.
Gonna get you knuckles deep in God. All right. Well, so check out Sonic the Hedgehog with the Cinema Sob over on Patreon. Plus, me and Rob reviewed Call of the Wild earlier. That's up now, as well as me and Doug's review for The Lodge. So plenty of stuff to watch. And next week is C2E2. So come see us at C2E2. So I'll have to try to see as much as I can that Thursday. I know at least The Invisible Man I'll be seeing on Thursday. And, we got like that horror Bollywood movie on.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going to try to see that Tuesday because
yeah,
it's like The Haunted Ship Part 1 or something like that. Like, I don't know, but like...
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this. Bollywood horror movie. Oh, yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks a bunch for watching. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Peace.